your deck. Oops, that was pretty embarrassing, but okay, that's the way it is. Hey everyone, this is Attackers, and today I'm excited to bring you my Kickstarter preview of Arcanite, a battle card game for 2 players like regularly, but there's also a solo mode that I will show you today. So this is designed by Tobias Richter and illustrated by Christina Richter. And when he approached me, asked me if I wanted to cover this game, I saw the artwork, I saw like the main premise of the game, and I heard that there is a solo mode in development, and that's when I said, yeah, of course, I'm very interested in covering that. So when this video goes live, this is like a few days before the Kickstarter campaign starts. If you are interested in what you see here today, you can just go into the video description and check out the link to the Kickstarter project. A huge thanks to Tobias for providing me with a preview copy. Before we get started, a huge disclaimer. This is a prototype, like most Kickstarter or crowdfunding games, right? So everything you see here today is still being developed and still being changed. That includes the components, the gameplay, and especially the solo mode and everything, right? So I will say a few more things about that later at the end of the video, but everything you see here today is just supposed to give you a taste of the game, but it should not be like something that you can 100% expect, because things are still being improved and made better. But if you like what you see here today, well, then you can look forward to even better changes. All right, before we get started, grab yourself a cup of tea and let's go. All right, that's how you get a video started. So what will I do today? Today I will actually show you a playthrough of the game, of the solo mode. But when you see the solo mode, you can also like see how the 2-player mode works, because both players are essentially doing what I do, right? You just battle each other. And for the solo mode, which is pretty cool, I got the solo mode right here. This is just a prototype box, right? This will of course be different when it's done. Also, the solo mode is not done yet. It is functional in so far that I can actually show you how it works, but there are still like rules that are being ironed out. There's still card effects that are being adapted to the solo mode, right? So that is not the case yet, but still it is actually functional and it works quite well, and I'm actually having quite a bit of fun with it. But about that a little bit later. So we'll now do my playthrough of the solo mode, and then I will give you my review of the game at the end. If you're just interested in the review, you can also use the timestamps in the description or here just at the bottom of this video in order to jump to the review. So, and now I would love to do a montage, but I don't have to, because the setup of the game is really, really quick. So essentially what you do is you take your one of the 2 playmats. The rulebook I will just put aside, just in case I need to look something up. And then you take 2 of the decks that are here in the box. So I will say a few more things about that in my review, but you can see this is like a really cool magnetic box, right? Very, very nice. And in here you have like your decks, enough room to even sleeve the cards if you want to. Up here are the tokens that we need. But remember, this is also a prototype here, right? This is just an idea of how everything is supposed to look like at the end. But okay, for setup, you just take one of the 2 decks that are like pre-constructed. Then you, give me just a moment. Then you fold out your playmat. Let me just quickly do that. And it's really cool because you can also like just turn over the playmat to have a look at the nice artwork here, which I really enjoy. But this is actually the side that we need. So there we go. Let me just put it here like this. Then you take your own deck, you take your avatar. I'm shooting Centos today. And you put the avatar right here in the avatar arts thing. And then here you have like the entire deck. There are all kinds of cards that all function differently. But I will show that like while I play how these work. So what you do is you just shuffle up your deck. Oops, that was pretty embarrassing, but okay, that's the way it is. And then, yeah, I'll just give it a few more shuffles here. And then a cut. Then you put your deck right here. You draw 5 cards, 2, 3, 4, 5, as your starting hand. Just like this. So you're ready to play already. In a 2-player game, that is what you would do. Put your avatar there, shuffle your deck, put it there, draw 5 cards, and you're ready to play. Really, really quick setup, but we're playing a solo game, which means that we also need to set up our opponent, but we set him up in the same way. We take the avatar card of Arcanite Valnotar, and I will just put him right here on the very left, and then we take like all the cards that don't have the convergence logo here, because these are for the harder mode, right? If you want to make the boss harder, you can play with the convergence cards. You see there's also a new avatar here, but we will not play with those, so I will just put those aside as well. And then we just shuffle up his deck, and he will not have a hand of cards, so we just shuffle his deck, and that's it. So just a few more overhand shuffles, and I think with that we are good. So you see, the setup is like really simple. And now we're ready to start the game. In the solo mode, you just start first. Like the player always begins first. This can also be played cooperatively, right? There are rules in place already that tell you how you can actually try to beat the boss together, which is very cool. There's like a trend that is like emerging in these one-on-one, head-to-head battle type card games. Like for example, Ashes Reborn also does that, which is like currently like my most favorite of like these games. All right, so let's just start the game, and then I will just tell you how everything works, right? So we have our draw phase first, and in the draw phase we always draw like cards until we have 5 in our hand. We have a total of 5 cards, so that's fine. Then we flip inactive resources face up. I will get to that in just a moment, but we don't have any at the moment. And then we like see, then we apply all effects that occur at the beginning of a turn, which is right now. But none of that is relevant in the first round. Then we can now play cards. That is like pretty much what we do: play cards and attack with our creatures, right? So how this works is we can play any card as a resource face down. So for example, if I wanted to have this one here face down, you see down here it's this green symbol here, and that is called Earth. So I will just put this face down, and then as you saw at the beginning of my next turn, I could put it face up and use it as that one Earth resource. But I can also cast cards, right? And there are different like types of cards, but for example, the Sanctuary Golem here, that is a creature that has 11 power. For an elemental bonus, also 14, but we don't have elemental bonuses in the solo mode, at least not at the moment. And we would have to pay 3 earth resources in order to cast him. Then we'll just put him there, and then we could attack or defend with the golem. It's a pretty expensive card, so we will not be able to play him now. Another card we have right here in hand is an arts card. As you saw here, maybe you see avatar or arts. That means we can play an arts card on our avatar. That one is free, but we can only have one active at a time, and that just gives us a specific effect. This one says at the end of your turn, target creature gains +2 power. That is very strong. I would definitely put that there. And then we have like spells here. Spells are also cards you have to pay. You also put them here in the cast zone, and you do whatever it says here, right? And then you discard it. Whenever creatures are defeated, whenever you use resources to cast cards, or whenever something is destroyed, you discard cards on your discharge pile. That is like the discard pile, so to speak, right? You just put them face up there. There's also a void pile here. The void pile means that whenever you lose life, and that is like one of the clever mechanisms in this game, whenever I'm being attacked and I can't defend, right? For example, I lose 7 health. Where's my health tracker? Well, it's right here. My deck is my health. That means if I lose 7 health, I take the top 7 cards and discard them face down in the void pile. There are possibilities, especially with this deck, to get cards back from the void, which is very important, right? But if ever my deck runs out, I lose. But if the deck of Arcantor, Valnotar, ever runs out, I win. So that's like how you win and lose the game. All right, let's just start playing now. So the Sanctuary Golem, I would like to play him later. This spell says when Rumble destroys a creature, cast Rumble again. So I can actually do that twice. That's a pretty strong spell, but then again, I can only like cast this twice and then it's gone. So I will put this face down as a resource. Then we have Phenomenon, which is also quite an expensive card, and Wave. I will put Wave down as a resource. Will I also put Phenomenon down? I'm not sure. Depends. Maybe I will get some damage this round, and then I could actually play this, because this one has Thrifty -3. And it says, for each cost, you may pay with a resource or by moving 3 cards from your void to the discharge, right? That means if I already have damage, I can just use these cards in order to pay for this. That could be pretty good. So we keep these in my hand, just like that, right? And now I could also attack with creatures, but I don't have any. So that's the end of the main phase. And now with the end phase, now we just apply effects that last until the end phase. And we apply all effects that occur at the end of the turn. But nothing there, so we are done. And now it is the opponent's turn. Usually in a 2-player game, the other player would do the same thing that I just did, right? Another playmat on the other side, and then we would just battle each other. But this is the AI, right? And the AI works like this, that the AI has 2 CP every round, CP being casting points, and we just draw the top deck of the top card of the deck, and we see what the cost of the card is. This one is free. That's kind of bad. That means we subtract 0 from 2. That's still 2. So the AI continues drawing until they have 0 or less CP. Eternal Circle. Eternal Swarmlings gain bonuses based on the number of Eternal Circle you control. Plus 1 power, 2, 3 bond, 4, 3 power. This is an aura card, which I will just put right here. Alright, so we continue drawing cards. That costs 3. 2 CP minus 3 is minus 1. That means now the AI is done drawing cards. This one is a creature with 15 power. Alright, that could already be an issue because I can't do anything with that. But let's see. So, the Corrupted Arcantor, Manifest Arcantor spellproof, can attack every opponent player once each turn. At the end of the opponent's turn, destroy Corrupted Arcantor. That means this one is only here for 1 turn. That is really good. That is very, very important. Alright, so, and now this one attacks, right? This one does 15 damage. Damage, as I told you, right? Either goes to a creature, so the opponent would have to choose a creature. Not the defender chooses a creature, but the attacker. This is a little bit different than in other games, but I don't have any creatures here. That means I lose 15 health. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 cards I have to put in my void. So I'm already down 1/4 of my health. That is pretty bad. And that was already the turn of the AI, and now it's my turn again. So we start by drawing up to 5 cards, up to a hand limit of 5 cards. Then we flip all inactive resources up here, like this. And then we take a look at our cards, what we do here. Alright, Strong Growth. This one is an art as well. Same thing that I already have, right? I have it twice. That means I can easily play this as a resource. Face down for now, it will be activated next round. So let's see, I would like to play this Phenomenon guy here. This one costs 3 earth, 2 water, I think. It's 2 earth. I can't afford any of that, so these cards I can't afford. This one I can, because it says for each cost you may pay with a resource or by moving 3 cards from your void to the discharge. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cast this one by paying 3 water, and 3 water I pay by 3 times 3 cards from the void to the discharge. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's not great, but at least I can play a pretty strong creature. I don't need it yet, but later on it will definitely be helpful. So the Twin Waver. If you cast a spell this turn, Twin Waver can attack twice. This one has a power of 8, which is okay. It's not bad, but it's not that great. When you are attacked directly, you may cast Meteor Lion from your hand for free if you do end the attack. This one is great when I'm being attacked. So I will keep this in my hand as a backup. This one is too expensive. I will probably find another good card later on. So let's put this down as a resource card. And also let's put this one down as a resource card. I need resources for later on for sure. So now I could attack, but I'm not going to do that because this card is not doing anything, right? So it won't do anything. So instead, it's not the opponent's turn. But this one says, at the end of the opponent's turn, destroy Corrupted Arcantor. So this one will go to the discharge pile of the opponent. All right, 2 CP. Let's see what we have here. 2 minus 2 is 0, so that's the only card they will draw. Void Jumper. Bond. If this card attacks, restore 1. Restoring is a mechanism that means you can draw cards from your void, right? There is no void for the enemy yet, but I will destroy this one anyway now. All right, that's all right. Because the Void Jumper could attack now, but can only attack the Phenomenon. and that one doesn't do enough damage, right? It's not enough to get through. But don't worry, there are cards in there that just tell destroy a creature. So the opponent will still have good cards later on. All right, my turn again. I will draw up to four more cards like this. Then we will turn these all over like that. So now we have like 2 water and 3 earth resources. Oh, this one is great. This one is a catalyst. The catalysts are also resource cards, but they have like an effect as long as they are in play. This one says pure water element counts as 2 water resources. That's nice to have. Earthquake. Destroy all creatures with a level less than or equal to earthquakes. Like all creatures with a 3 or 2, we can destroy. We could do that to start damaging the opponent, right? That might be an idea, actually. I think I'm going to do that. Also, what I'm going to do is play Healing Vessel. This one is an artifact. As you see here, you have an artifact spot, and just like with art, you can only have one here. So I will play Healing Vessel because Healing Vessel allows me, as long as it's on the field, to draw from the void instead of my deck. So next turn, when I draw cards, I draw them from the void instead. And this is like really, really nice. Okay. Then we have the Meteor Line. I will keep that. The Earthquake, I think I will use right now. The Aquatic Warrior. Oh, this one is pretty good. Opponents can only declare attacks targeting Aquatic Warrior. So it's kind of a taunt, what they have. Alright, so what we will do is I will play the spell Earthquake now. That costs me 3 Earth resources. So I have to pay for those and put them here in my discard pile. And then I can now use that. Destroy all creatures with a level less than... Oh, wait. No, I can't do that because that would probably, I guess, it would also destroy my creature. And I don't really want that. No, then I'm going to keep Earthquake for later. I will also save that one. But what I will do, I will overbuild one of those. So you can do that, right? You can like put a card on top of another one and the other one is then destroyed. I will actually get rid of Wave and put the Pure Water element there. Just for next round so I can play the Aquatic Warrior. Okay, and then I will attack with Phenomenon. I will attack the Void Jumper. So, good night, sir. That is pretty good. Okay, I have like lots of cards in my hand. That means it will take longer for me to like get other cards, but I think I have a pretty decent setup at the moment. All right, 2 CP, Arcanic Force Shield. That is an art. Like we put it on the avatar. The first time your avatar takes damage each turn, block it. Unblockable damage is not prevented. If Arcanic Force Shield is destroyed, all players shuffle the top 5 cards of their void into their decks. Okay. That is pretty bad, because that means I need to attack twice each turn. Because the first time is blocked. And then we have Eternal Calling. And this one says, this is a spell. Cast 1 Eternal Swarmling from your discharge. There is none here, so we are lucky. So that's still 1 CP left. Let's draw another card. Corrupted Acanthor again. Oh no, this is pretty bad because this one will actually destroy my creature. Can attack every opponent player once each turn. At the end of the opponent's turn, destroy Corrupted Acanthor. Okay, that means this one will now attack my Phenomenon and destroy it. Actually, no. Ah, wait. Yeah, it does, because Meteor Line is only when I am attacked directly. Well, then this one is destroyed. You see? That easy. Alright, it's my turn. I draw 2 cards. I can now draw from the void instead of my deck, right? Because I have the Healing Vessel. That's very cool because healing means that you take cards from the void and either draw them or put them back on the deck. I think that's also possible. Okay, so let's turn this one over. These are like 3 water resources together. And I will do that to cast the Aquatic Warrior. I will definitely do that. So, because this one will be destroyed at the end of my turn again, right? Just like the other one. That is good. Alright, destroy 1 permanent on the field. That is very good. I can just destroy 1 creature. Any of them. That is pretty good. And I can also use my Void. Again, right? Just like for the other card. Symbiont is not that great. But I don't need more Earth resources, to be honest. Well, actually for Earthquake, maybe. You know what? Let me do it differently. I know I'm reversing again. Sorry about that. I will actually not do that. I will do Earthquake. That one costs me 3 Earth resources. Let's do it like this. And that means I can destroy all creatures with a level less than or equal to earthquakes. Level 3 as well, just like earthquake. So you're gone. Good night. And now I will cast Aquatic Warrior. Great. And also I will put this down as a resource. This one I think I will keep for now. It is very strong. Let's just hope we get some more water cards later on. Alright, and now I will attack with Aquatic Warrior. That's 10 damage. That means now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 damage. I will just put the cards right here. That is the void for the opponent. That's already it. Alright, so it is the opponent's turn. That's 1 CP. That's a spell. Move the top 5 cards from your void into the discharge. Shuffle all corrupted Acanthor and Eternal Circle cards back into your deck and draw 1 card. Okay, that's a lot. So first, the top card from the void, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go into the discharge. And then we shuffle all corrupted Acanthor cards. Here 1 and there 1. And Eternal Circle cards. I guess this one as well, I suppose. And that's it. Back into the deck. Okay, so let me just shuffle these back in. Let me just stick them in here and then give them a quick oops. Oh man, I'm really messing up today. Give them a quick overhand shuffle like this. And then we draw 1 more card. Mechanic Force Shield, that's a new art. But that's the same art we already have, okay. And still 1 CP left. Eternal Circle again, alright. Let's just leave that here for later, just in case we have any Eternal Swarmlings. And then another card, that one will stay. That is a spell. Each opponent player sacrifices 1 creature. You see? Our creature now is gone again. That is horrible. So these are all discarded into the discharge pile. This one will stay there. Alright, so I lost my creature again. Okay, I can draw 3 cards. I can draw from the void, which is good. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, the pure earth element counts as 2 earth resources. This one is an aura that makes so spells cost 1 less. That is very good to have. And do I need Symbiont? Well, Symbiont can also power up quite a bit, right? You know what? Let me pay with 1 earth to have that Symbiont here, because it says like whenever I restore, for example, drawing cards from here, it gains 3 power, so it can like power up quite a bit. And that is, by the way, just in case we can't use them anymore this game, I will just show them to you. We do have like these tokens here, right? These are all prototype tokens, of course. They can like put on the cards to signify how much more power they have, right? So that is also good to have. Let me just put them here for now. All right, that was almost my turn. I can still attack with Symbiont, so that's 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. All right, it's now Acanthor's turn again. Another Eternal Circle. Oh, that's gonna be quite dangerous at some point. Whispering Shade. At the start of your turn, shuffle 5 cards from your void back into your deck. Ooh, I need to destroy that one as soon as I can. Ooh, that one is very dangerous. Very dangerous. Okay, and that one does 9 damage, so it will destroy my Symbiont. Well, that's the way it is. That was 3 CP, right? So, yeah. My turn again. So now I draw cards. I draw cards. So I need to draw from the void. That's 1. And then the other 2 are right here. And now my void is empty. What that means is the healing vessel is now destroyed. But it helped me quite a bit. That's not too bad. So what do we have here? Ancient Guardian is very good, but it's also very expensive. But I can get this maybe next round. Let's see. I might be able to. Life gain. Target 1 creature. That is like I can like draw cards from my void, but I don't think I need that at the moment. But that's an enchantment. Enchantment means if I have a creature, I can like put the enchantment on there, like this, right? And then the creature becomes stronger. And that is a very, very cool effect here, right? Because like the effect of the card is up here instead of at the bottom like the others, because I can just put it up here, right? Behind the card, and you see it here perfectly, and it still fits on the playmat. That is a very good design, by the way. But I will put it here, to pay for more stuff later on. The Crystalline Purge helps me, like it's like a spell, and it gives me like more power if I have the Crystalline Sword, which I don't have. So let me put it down as a resource. And I think with that, I'm kind of happy. All right, I can't attack or do anything, so it's the opponent's turn. The opponent will first draw cards. Eternal Swarmling, that one now gains, let's see, 2. It gains dive. It gains the ability dive, and that means it can attack me directly instead of attacking opponents. That is pretty bad. And then we draw another card. Whispering Shade again. Alright, and this one also says, like, at the start of your turn, shuffle 5 cards from your void into your deck. 2, 3, 4, 5. We have an issue now because we can't control the enemy anymore. That is an issue. I hope that we can somehow solve that soonish. We definitely have an issue here at the moment. So we might actually lose this game. That is actually possible. Alright, now the opponent will attack. But what I will do, I will now play my Meteor Lion. When you attack directly, which I am, you may cast Meteor Lion from your hand for free. And if you do, end the attack. That means no attack anymore. That's good. But I don't think I can win. I will probably lose this game. Alright, so it's my turn. I draw 3 cards. Gonna turn these over. So let's see. We do have the Meteor Lion now. This one can actually defeat the Swarmling. That's good. I cannot play the Ancient Guardian, but I can play the Crystalline Surge. Destroy 1 permanent on the field. I can actually do that. The Twin Snakes are not very helpful. The Wave is not that great either. But the Crystalline Surge is good. I think I can do that. So, what I will do is, I will now play the Crystalline Surge. It costs 3 water. I have 1 water here. But my spells cost 1 less, right? That means I will need to pay 2 water. Actually, I don't think I can do that, right? Because it costs 2 water, but I only have 1. Because this one I will keep for the effect, so I can't play this one. That's kind of bad. The Twin Waver. That is kind of bad. And I can't play anything that helps me. I will also play the Crystalline Sword for next round. I think I will have to play the Twin Waver for 1 instead of 2 water. And then I will also put this down as another resource. That's all I can do at the moment. Okay, then with the Meteor Lion, I will just attack the Eternal Swarmling like this. And yeah, with this one I can't do anything. It's like 8 power. These have 9, right? So I can't really do anything there. Well, that's already my turn. Yeah, I will definitely lose. There's no way I can win this. So, Iconic Beam. Destroy each opponent's player creature that has the lowest power. That will be the Meteor Lion here. So that one is gone. So you see, just destroy it. And then here's Scatter Shards. Each opponent player sacrifices 1 creature. Alright, I'm really unlucky now. Like the last game I played as a preparation for this video was really good. I won really easily, but the game before I actually lost. Alright, we're already done again here. And these cost me, this light cost me 18 life. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So you see, I'm almost done. This is like all the life I have left. So I will most likely lose now. Alright, so I draw 3 more cards. I can't draw from up here anymore, right? Because I don't have that healing card anymore. So let's see what we can do. Let's turn all of these over here. So, the Phenomenon. I can play this one. That would be actually quite good. Okay, I have an idea what I can do. I will first play the Phenomenon. That one costs me 3 water. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then I will play Stone Skin down here. That is an aura. Aura means it counts as the element Earth, but as long as I don't use it, it like has that power here. Your creatures gain +4 power while defending. That means I can now destroy that one and also block that one. That's good. Arcane Scale. I can't afford any of these. I will put this one down as a resource. And I will keep... Oh, actually, I can also use Crystalline Surge. That one will cost me. I can, because I can, instead of playing 3 water, I can also take 9 from the void to the discharge. And I think I will do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Put them right here. Okay. And now with this one, I can destroy 1 permanent. So I will just destroy this one here. Just like that. And then I will attack with this one, that one here. That one is also gone. By the way, I forgot to use that arts, right? So in essence, Acantha would have more health than he has now, because I shouldn't have like deducted health for the first attack. But that's the way it is. And the phenomenon will now attack Acantha, but it will not do anything because the first card is always blocked. Actually, then let me do it differently. Then instead of so I will destroy one with the phenomenon, but the other one with my wave. Instead, I will destroy the arts card, right? 1 permanent means any permanent card. And when this is destroyed, all players shuffle the top 5 cards of their void into their decks. Okay, interesting. That means here, these void cards will... But actually, that's not a player, right? I think it's just me. I think. 3, 4, 5. But that's the point, as I told you, right? There's still a prototype, and that means not all the rules are 100% set yet. All right, so it's now the opponent's turn. Let's see what they have. Eternal Swarmling that has dive. On cast 1 Eternal Swarmling from your discharge. I think there is one, right? Yeah, there is one here. Uh-oh. And also another card. Oops. Which is a spell. Each opponent player may sacrifice 1 art, aura, or artifact. Players who don't sacrifice take 10 damage. Ooh, then let me sacrifice that art. Okay, so now both creatures attack. All 3 creatures attack. But my creature has +4 power while defending. But what that now means is, there's like one rule, I'm not sure if I missed that before in this game, I'm not sure. How you handle attacks is, if they attack me, but I have the higher power, they still lose, right? So you wouldn't want to attack. So at the moment, this one is blocking all of these creatures, because none of them can actually attack the creature. Except the Eternal Swarmlings, they have dive, so they can attack me directly. Which they will do. That's 5 + 5, that's 10 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that is pretty bad, because I only have 2 cards left and 1 card in my hand. So now it's my turn. I have to draw more than 2 cards, and my deck is empty. So I actually lost this game. That's a shame. I was hoping I could actually show you this game while also winning or doing better, but this just went really bad. This went south, like downhill, very, very quickly, and look how many cards they still have left. So no chance at all. Last game was much better, but then the game before that I lost as well. So it's usually like a 50-50 win-lose rate, loss rate in this game, at least for me, for now. But I haven't played like that many games yet that this is like a metric that you can trust. All right, and this is how you play Arcanite solo. But how do I like the game? Well, let me tell you. I really enjoy the art style. It's light, it's breezy, and perfectly captures this magical theme and the world that Arcanite tries to bring to life. Fun fact, the artist of this game is actually the partner of the designer as well. So it's not just a creative collaboration, but a personal one too. I think it's a really cool dynamic and definitely shows the passion behind the game. Just a quick heads up, as in most previews I do, the components here are still in prototype form, just like I said at the beginning of the video. That means everything you're seeing here is subject to change. And I do know that some elements, like the box insert, the tokens, are likely to be updated, also like the graphics and like how the text is arranged on the card. That said, I already like how the components have been implemented. While the card quality isn't like final or top tier yet, it still feels good to play. I especially like the magnetic box design. It's compact and efficient, and not much bigger than it needs to be. The extra space you have is probably meant to accommodate sleeved cards, which I appreciate very much. Just keep in mind that this is also still a prototype here. Now, let's talk gameplay. I've only played the solo mode so far, but it's not hard to imagine how a 2-player game would work. Each player essentially does what The solo player is doing what I did this game, but now with direct interaction, and that adds a whole new layer of tension and excitement. And when I say the game is intense, I mean exactly that. You're constantly weighing which cards to play as energy, the resource, and which ones to keep in your hand to cast later. The catch? If you keep too many cards in your hand, you can't cycle through your deck fast enough to find the ones you need. So you're always trying to strike that perfect balance. Just enough energy to play your good cards, but not so much that you're left empty-handed. But here's where the game really shines. Your deck, as you saw, is your life. There's no separate health counter, like in Star Realms or Magic the Gathering. The more you cycle through your deck to get to the good stuff, the closer you are to losing. And I love that concept. Games that turn your core resource into a life force, I'm a big fan of that, and Arcanite totally nails that. Now in terms of balance. It's a bit hard to say, definitely. Sometimes drawing a powerful card can make you feel nearly unstoppable. But at the same time, the decks seem to be constructed in such a way to offer ways to counter those big plays. However, luck definitely is a factor here. If you get your strong cards early and your opponent doesn't, you've got a clear advantage. This holds true for the solo mode as well. There were times where I just couldn't draw what I needed, where the AI opponent consistently got to play cards. Sometimes even a power 4 card right off the bat. In those moments, things can spiral quickly. It's not a deal breaker, but it's something to keep in mind. The game doesn't do much to mitigate luck, something only few titles like Ashes Reborn really tackle heads on. So you don't see that in this type of game anyway very often. But let me tell you, setup is a breeze. If you're using the pre-constructed decks, you just pick your avatar, shuffle your deck, draw 5 cards, and you're ready to go. That's it. Super fast, and I love that. The AI opponent also is very easy to manage and surprisingly challenging. Even when you're unlucky, you often have a chance to build something up and turn the tide. That's a good feeling, but it doesn't always happen, just like you saw in this game. All in all, I really enjoyed my time with Arcanite. It's easy to learn, quick to set up, plays fast, and introduces some cool mechanisms I haven't really seen elsewhere, especially that life as a deck concept. Plus the art style is just lovely. This game has a lot of potential, especially if it gets enough support to expand. The foundation is definitely there, and battle card games like this are generally very expandable, which is great news if you enjoy what's already here. So I wouldn't say it's like my most favorite battler, but it has a lot of potential, just like I said, depending on how different like the future decks will feel. So if you liked what you saw today, be sure to check out the link in the video description to visit the Arcanite Kickstarter campaign. And if it's still early, go ahead and click that Remind Me button. Congratulations! You made it to the end of my Arcanite preview. Thanks so much for sticking to the very end. As usual, I really appreciate your support. I want to give a special shout out to my generous patrons, and the biggest thanks go out to Thagono for supporting me at the highest tier. Thank you so much for that, I really appreciate that. You can support me too by watching, liking, and commenting on my videos, subscribing to my channel, supporting me on Patreon, or joining my Discord server to hang out with me and my amazing community. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the very next video or on my Discord server. Take care everyone, stay safe, and cheers.